What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to showcase some Shadow Victreebel in the Spring Cup. Last time this format was around, it was one of my favorite Pokemon to use, mainly because of how flexible it is. It might be a little bit squishy, right? But its offensive prowess is one of the best things about it. It's able to have Acid, one of the best fast moves in the game, as well as Leaf Blade, a very efficient Grass-type attack, and Sludge Bomb for nuke potential. This thing can take out the opposing Grass types. It's good against the waters, good against the fairies. This Pokemon is one of, if not just the best Pokemon in this format. I'm going to pair it up with Tentacruel as well as Feraligatr. I'm excited to see what this team can do. But before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. Let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Victreebel can do. Yo, Dunebug. Oh boy. Victreebel into Victreebel. That is about as neutral as it gets. We'll see what the moveset is. Oh. It's on Magical Leaf. That is the standard moveset, believe it or not. I guess it helps against the water types. Walrein here is going to be able to, hopefully, just be walled off a lot by my Tentacruel. They could go for, like, an Icicle Spear bait instead of an Earthquake. 10. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bait come through here, but honestly, I think I'm fine if it is. I still just pay back them. It's not a bait. Okay. We get the shield. So they're at 5. 3 away from the next Earthquake. I should be able to Acid down in time if they end up going for that. Yeah. And now, if Victreebel comes back in, I mean, it has Magical Leaf, as we saw, but I think they're still, like, 3 away from a move. So we'll just go here for the payback. Either get a shield or... I mean, I would imagine, even with a non-Shadow Victreebel, this should be enough to knock out. Yeah, we get the shield. Okay. And we'll force energy out of him in just a second here. I think I let this go. Come in, Victreebel. Get some energy. They are at back-to-back Leaf Blades right now. Magical Leaf is a decent energy generation move, right? Okay. I'll shield this up. I would imagine it's a Leaf Blade bait. I think it's a good shield, though. Because if it is a Sludge Bomb, then I'll have a lot of energy for the backline. Whoa. Why did I Leaf Blade this? I should have sludged. It's fine. I was not expecting a Lowland Ninetales, though, if I'm being honest. Is it Shadow? No, just regular. I should have just Sludge Bombed when I saw that thing come in. If I'm being honest, I did not expect to see this in this meta. They're at 8. Okay, so 1. I think at this point, we just Shadow Claw through the rest of that Victreebel. If we don't, then I will cry. Imagine losing this game because I didn't Sludge Bomb the the A9. No, okay, we Shadow Claw down. That's a crazy team. That is an insane team. All right, next opponent. We'll see Vic into Grimmsnarl. I think this is pretty good for us, but Grimmsnarl is well known for its fast move pressure. So, like, if they wanted to, they probably could have made that a little bit annoying for us. But they switch out. And if I'm being honest, I don't need switch this game. They might think they do. But I have 2 poison types, 2 good ways to deal with Grimmsnarl. So I'm kind of fine right now just to sacrifice my Feraligatr if I have to. And just use it to whittle down this Klefki. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a second Steel and Fairy type in the backline. I've seen that before. Like a Mawile, maybe a Tinkaton. They do let that go. It's almost tempting to shield this up. But I'm not going to. I think I'm going to let this go. Come back in with my Victreebel and just go for a farm down. Because getting an energy lead here is probably going to be good for us. I can get to 2 Leaf Blades before basically anything could get to a move. What's going to come in? They are thinking. It's kind of freaking me out, actually. Ooh, Gourgeist. Yeah, let's just switch out there. I mean, they kind of have to stay in, though. It's only a Seed Bomb. Interesting. Maybe they're swapping out now. They don't go for a Shadow Ball. Because they probably want to not give me any extra energy that they don't have to. 5. Alright. Wouldn't be surprised to see a no-shield on this attack. They shield, though. 6. I get a debuff. That's also pretty nice. 8. I'll shield this up, just because I want to make sure that I can go for another Scald here. I want to save my Tentacruel, at least a little bit of it, because I want to get the acid damage if I can, to put them into a range where I can just Sludge Bomb them and knock them out. If they shield this up, do I come in Vic? They let it go, so I don't have to worry about that. At this point, all I really have to do is acid them into Sludge Bomb range. And I think that's about Sludge Bomb range right now. They have a Shadow Ball, but they're 2 away from back-to-back Shadow Ball, 1 away from back-to-back Seed Bombs. But the big problem with that is Seed Bomb, even after an Incinerate, would not be enough to knock out Victreebel. They throw instantly. It's probably going to be a Seed Bomb bait, but as I said, they're not at back-to-back moves no matter what. We can just go for 2 more acids, go for the Sludge Bomb, and that should easily knock out at this point. Interesting team. I thought it was going to be triple fairy, but I guess Gourgeist jump scare in the backline was almost costly. Good thing, though, is Tentacruel is a pretty strong Pokemon into that whole team. So even with that Gourgeist, it wasn't that bad. Next opponent. Vic into Cradilly. Alright. This is, again, one of those leads that Victreebel's pretty strong into, but because I'm Victreebel, I do have to go down shields if I want to be able to win switch advantage. I don't know if I need switch that much, but I definitely wouldn't mind just keeping my Victreebel around. I feel like if they're staying in, there's a good chance that means they're a little bit scared of what we can do in the backline. So, yeah, we'll play it out. And they do shield that first move. Interesting. That does do the most amount of damage, but it also means I can shield the Rock Tomb myself and not have to go down shields just yet. They're 6 away from their next attack, so they will outpace us before I get to 2 attacks, but I'll do a lot of damage with the Leaf Blade either way. It's debuffed, though, so we'll see just how much that's going to be. They're at 6. And I think they CMP'd us on that Rock Tomb. They did, okay. Is it ever worth it to shield this? I don't think so. I'm going to let this go, and I might try to go for, like, a nasty Shadow Claw down. I think that might be good. They switch out themselves into a Seeking. Okay. That's pretty good. I think we survive a Drill Run pretty easily. And just baiting this out means now my Tentacruel doesn't have to worry about a Drill Run potentially in the backline. We'll go for the Crunch just because I can debuff, and it does do more raw damage, right? We actually did get a debuff. That's, normally not something I see. Hey, let us go for a CMP here. We guarantee a shield off of this, right? I think at this point, I just let my Feraligatr go. I survived 1 Drill Run still. They'll have to throw 2 attacks into us. And I just threaten a farm down if they don't throw energy, especially because of that debuff. Drill Run probably being thrown. Yeah, no Icy Wind bait. But they're going to be forced to throw another move. Yeah, they can't farm us down. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. I could have maybe looked to go for a full farm down, but I'd have to shield if I wanted to do that. I think it's better just to knock this out and have a shield advantage Tentacruel against whatever might be in the back. There is a Cradilly as a way for them to catch, but I can save my Gator for that very purpose too. And the final Pokemon is a Jellicent. Generally, Jellicent is pretty strong in this matchup, but it's not as strong when I have a shield advantage. And when I can pretty easily avoid a catch as long as I throw in the middle of the hexes. They're at 8, so they have back-to-back moves right now. They have to go over 100 energy if they want to be able to throw in good timing, which is what we see there. They're at 9, which is just 8, because as I said, they're over 100 energy. Okay. The animations were a little bit odd there, so I didn't throw my Scald as quick as I could have, but as long as I avoid the catch, like, no matter what, we should be fine. We survived this move. Like, honestly, even with the catch, I think we'd be in a really fine spot, because we probably just farm them down with Acids and Shadow Claws anyway. We have a payback ready to go. Yeah, nice, let's go. Kevin Saludares, oh boy. Okay, Victreebel into Seeking. I don't like that lead. I'm gonna switch. It is well within my rights as a battler to swap out of a bad matchup, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna Hydro first, just to get my turn back from that swap-in, as well as just chip this down a little bit more. I want to guarantee that this Seeking's not going to be a massive problem later on this game, and I don't really have a hard answer for it, right? So I don't think that's a terrible play. Amoonguss, okay. I bet it's a Feraligatr in the back. That's a pretty common team to see in this meta. But Crunch here should put in quite a bit of work. And then, hopefully I can leverage energy with my Victreebel later on this game. Get a debuff? Okay. 7. I don't think a Foul Play knocks us out from here, so they have to go for a Grass Knot. Foul Play is what gets thrown, though. Let's bank that energy, and come in Tentacruel, and just start building up energy here. Do they run Grass Knot? I don't think so. I bet it's not Grass Knot. It's Grass Knot. Okay, so they're at 1. That does a lot of damage. And now I have to worry about shielding drill runs. I wish we weren't in that spot, but, you know, here we are. At least they do drill run, though. They could have gone for a really annoying play there, where they could have gone and just straight up Icy Wind baited. I'm hoping we get a shield with the Scald. Nice, we do. Now they throw a move here. I'm gonna let this go. It's gonna be a risky play, but I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go for a 1 shield farm down potentially with my Victreebel. Or I'm gonna do this. I don't want to be locked in with a debuff. I can save my shield. I can farm this down now, and as long as whatever's in the backline isn't great into Victreebel, I should still have play. We'll see, though, what that's gonna be. Oh, no, it's a Togekiss. Alright, well, maybe they think I have enough energy to go for, like, a bait plus a nuke. I'm just gonna full send. And I'm gonna hope that we see a no-shield. Nah, the Togekiss in the backline, no! Oh, man, maybe not sacrificing my Feraligatr with all that energy would be good, but, you know, we'll take the loss there. Alright, next game. Victreebel into Seeking. Another one of these, okay. Again, I don't love this lead necessarily, but Feraligatr can put in some work here on the safe swap a lot of the time, so that's a play we're going to make. Yeah, they're at 6, so they have a drill run potentially if they want to chip and dip us, or if they want to just stay in here too. But Hydro Cannon, despite being resisted, is such an efficient move, and the fact we outpace allows me to put in a lot of work here. They do throw an attack. Likely a drill run, maybe an Icy Wind if they are expecting me to shield for some reason, but I would always expect a drill run, yeah. And Togekiss comes in. 7. I don't love the farm down they're about to get into us, I'm not gonna lie. I'm baiting an Ice Beam. I don't know why. I honestly don't want to shield here. But they probably shield either way. 8. If this is the same team you just fought a second ago, then there's a Moongus in the back, and I don't like that. They're at 9, so 4 after this Psyshock. 5, 6, 7, 8. What do I do this game? Lose, I guess. I don't think I have enough in the tank to be able to win this. They catch? I mean, honestly, I'm kind of fine with that catch, though. I'm not that scared of the Togekiss, at least not as much as you'd think I would be. Let's get a farm down here. They have to throw energy with that Togekiss if they bring it back in. Or maybe we see the third Pokemon. Hopefully it's like Feraligatr or something that I can one-shot. It is not. It's a Klefki. No, I don't think we win this. I don't think we can outpace. No debuff there. But, like, even if I got a debuff, that Togekiss just closes out the game, I believe. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I will get to 2 Leaf Blades if they stay in for some reason, but they probably just swap into Togekiss right now. Yeah, they have the Psyshock. Oh man. That is, like, back-to-back games of very similar teams, where honestly Victreebel didn't have a ton of play. Okay, people love their fairy leads right now. It's fine. Gator is playable into these. They throw energy. It's only a bulldoze, though. If they outpace us, then we know for a fact it's not going to be a big move. With that said, they have that chance at a debuff that I hope I avoid. We don't avoid it, which gives them a massive advantage now in this matchup. Is that a CMP? If that's a CMP, which it looks like it was, that gives me the most amount of play I could really ask for. It was a CMP, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I can acid this down still. I need to try to. Like, 5 acids need to be enough. It's not. 1 HP. If I got that acid down, this game actually would not be super terrible for us, but that 1 HP survive is not great. With that said, I wouldn't be surprised with some sort of double water team. Could be like a jelly in the back. Whoa, it's actually a Togekiss they bring in. I was not expecting that at all. Huh. I don't love this thing's gonna get down all of my shields here, but if I can get shields down from them, maybe there's still some play. I'm fine with that. I need this Tinkaton out of the way. We're at 1. Can I get 2 Scalds off here? 2, 3. I can. I think I'm still in a very playable spot then, because that Togekiss is in a pretty awkward position, honestly. Oh. Catch a Bulldoze, and I think there's a chance we can win the game off of that. Although I don't know if the Togekiss is quite in acid downrange. We have to hope it is. They get the debuff, because why wouldn't they? I'm never gonna get the moves I need to, I don't think. I think I just go for fast move pressure. And hope they don't get to 2 more Psyshocks. Okay, fast move pressure is all you need. What a game. We'll take it. Alright, next game. Victreebel into Jellicent. Okay. Finally, like an actual good water type to see. We'll try our best here to... Oh, well. I guess that's fine, too. I was going to say we're always going to try to bank up some energy in that matchup. Just because I know that one Leaf Blade doesn't one-shot in the zeros, so I'd always want to have some energy to chip and dip if I needed to. But they actually just instantly swap, and they bring in a Tentacruel. I'm honestly in a pretty good spot here, because I have 2 things in the backline that are fairly solid into Jellicent, right? I have a Crunch for Alligator, I have a Leaf Blade Victreebel. So I don't think I need to fight for Switch, not as much as they might. We do survive that pretty easily, and Payback's going to be thrown back against them. So probably we don't get his shield because we know they survive it too, but this will put them into a farm down range. To where I can get so much energy and put in quite a bit of work with my backline. What's the play going to be here? I think maybe a 1-shield Shadow Claw down would be the best way to play this out. Because that makes it so Jellicent is in a really bad spot no matter where it's going to be. Don't even need a shield? Okay. Well, that's even better. I didn't think that was going to be a possibility. So now I just always have energy on my Gator, right? I know I don't get to the second Crunch before they get a Shadow Ball, but I can at least get to 2 Hydro Cannons before 2 Shadow Balls after this Crunch. And I might even just farm all the way down, I don't know for sure. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see a Surf come through here just to give them better pacing on their next charge attack. But, I mean, I'm fine if they do that too. This is Shadow Ball. We survive that because we have the shield. Okay, Togekiss in the back. That is very fine. We just double Hydro this, and then I think we can bring in our Victreebel, farm down, and force him to throw energy into our Victreebel. And that's, I guess, if I don't come out of the matchup with a Leaf Blade. I think that I'll probably farm this down. I'm 4 away from a Leaf Blade. Oh. Okay, well, I'm overthinking this. This game, it's over. They let everything go. Yeah, we're fine. We're good. You get the win. Okay, next game. We'll see Victreebel into Jellicent. Okay, there we go. Very good lead. Even our Tentacruel has a lot of play into this, so I'm kind of fine losing Switch if we have to. Which I guess is good, because I don't think I can necessarily guarantee Switch advantage against an Amoonguss. If they're on Foul Play and Sludge Bomb, then it's a little bit better. But if they're on Grass Knot, then they can 2-shot us here. It is Grass Knot, but I think that's still fine. Payback's going to do a lot of damage. And I'm fine just getting an energy lead on our backline, too. They're at 3, so they have access to a Foul Play after 1 more Astonish. They're 2 away from a Grass Knot, though. They do shield that, huh? Okay. 6. I think it's always worth at least 1 shield here, just to try and either get the second shield from them, or just knock them out. If they no-shield this, then I just switch out, no matter what. I don't want to give a farm down over to the Jelly if I can help it. Okay. We'll farm this down with Victreebel. They likely bring in their 3rd Pokemon here, but it's a Shadow Vic of their own, and I think I'm in a pretty good spot. I went just straight up for a Leaf Blade here, too. They probably know this is only a Leaf Blade, but the problem is if they no-shield this, they're just going to get farmed down. So they are forced into a shield. And I can Leaf Blade again. Although they do CMP us, which is a pretty smart play. I think it's always worthwhile, though, for me to shield this up, guarantee that I land this attack into them, and put them into a range where I can acid them down. Luckily, no, like, acid spray shenanigans by them there. And this Leaf Blade's gonna hurt despite the resistance. Okay. Well, I mean, that's, I think, the best case scenario. I guess the best case scenario would be getting an energy lead on our Feraligatr, but I don't get one-shot by a Shadow Ball here. So I can just go for a Crunch into a Hydro Cannon, and I can outpace them before they can even get to a second move. I could also try to go for a catch, but like a catch is so unnecessarily risky when I don't need to do that, that I'm not going to go for it. I'm just going to go for the Hydro. They're at 6. So Shadow Ball's going to come through, but they're 2 away from their next move, unless they Surf Bait us, but like if they Surf Bait us, they only get another Surf off, so that'd be kind of pointless to do. Hydro knocks him out. And, I mean, despite Amoonguss, especially on Grass Knot, actually having quite a bit of play into our team, we didn't really need Switch as much as they did, and our Shadow Victreebel up energy just kind of popped off. Next game. Shadow Vic into Rockwanid. What? Okay. I guess this is kind of a neutral matchup, but I bet these Bug Bites hurt quite a bit. But I mean, Acid and Leaf Blade will too. I did not realize people were running a Rockwanid in this meta. They're at 15. I actually get to 2 Leaf Blades, though, before they can even reach a Bug Buzz, so I can probably always no-shield whatever they throw here, and just get a shield advantage. Do you run Water Pulse in this meta? You probably do, right? Which is probably what this is, but I'm fine if that's the case. Yeah, Water Pulse. It hurts, but we do survive. And we get a second Leaf Blade off. I'm actually going to undercharge this a little bit, though, because I don't really need Switch advantage. Oh, that still knocks out. Okay, I suck. Maybe I do need Switch, because there's a Gourgeist in the back. What do I bring in? I'm going to bring in my Feraligatr here. I know Seed Bomb is super effective into us, but, like, so what? They throw an alignment, that's odd. Seed Bomb doesn't one-shot us. They could Shadow Ball, I guess. They built up to it. But no, just Seed Bomb. And now if they don't throw an alignment, I just get 2 attacks off first. They're at another Seed Bomb now. Okay, so they do shield that up. And again, they throw in pretty bad timing. I'll shield this up. I want this thing out of the way, or at least in range where my Tentacle can just Scald them to knock them out. So I'm fine going down a shield, just like mirroring what they're going to do here. And if they let this go, I can just farm them all the way down, even though it's only a Hydro Cannon. If they shield this up, then I might even consider a catch at some point. Oh, they let that go. Okay, we reached the crunch. That's good. And now all we have to do is switch out, try to pay back. Or I guess if they let that go, just Acid down. $11. I would not be surprised to see an Icy Wind coming through, because they kind of have to, right? They need to try to debuff us as quick as they can. Well, they don't. I mean, maybe they can debuff us now and survive long enough. I need, like, this Acid plus 5 more to knock out. And I'm not sure it will be enough. Okay. They bring in the Gourgeist here. Interestingly enough. Can I switch? I can't. If I could have swapped, I think I could have guaranteed a win. But I can't switch, which is really annoying, because I actually lose this game then. I didn't realize that that the switch clocks were that desynced. Oh no! Oh no, this is a loss. Yeah, this game would have actually been super easy if I would have got an energy lead on my Gator. Alright, next game. Shadow Vic into Amoonguss. Okay. Now it's fine. We'll see how they play it out. I can at least go for a Sludge Bomb here and do a lot of damage. And I can make it so it's not that big of a threat for my Feraligatr later on this game. They go for the alignment play. I think that's honestly pretty smart. But I'm going to shield this up either way. I just want my acid damage. I want to guarantee a shield against them, or landing a Sludge Bomb. So we'll go for the Sludge Bomb here. They're 3 away from their next foul play. And we'll see if they shield or not. They do. Okay. Smart play. Go for a catch here. Foul play is not going to do that much to us. And we've got the acid damage to put them into range where a crunch later on could be enough to knock them out. Foul play is a much less efficient move than Grass Knot, but maybe they're on Sludge Bomb, so it's kind of hard to tell just how good of a move that is to have gone for. They're on Poison Sting, so their pacing is a little bit better than ours. But they still need 2 charge attacks to knock us out. They're at 7. They instantly pay back. And now they should be 7 away still from the next, right? So what I can do here is maybe just get a Scald off alongside my payback to put them into a farm down range. Although they could probably Scald us too. But if they Scald us, then they're kind of energy dry. They win CMP. They were confident in that. Okay. That's fine. Let's let this go. And then come back in Victreebel. Getting that Scald off would have been pretty good, though. Leaf Blade. If they shield, I have back-to-back. If they no shield, then I can throw a move into that Amoonguss. But it's only a Leaf Blade. I might have been able to reach for a Sludge Bomb, but I don't want to give them that big of an energy lead. I want to try to come in Gator now. And go for a Shadow Claw down. Another Carbink user. Why are people using Carbink in this meta? Maybe it's a good play. It's hard to tell, I guess. If I can 2-shot with Hydro Cannon here, then I think we're in a really good spot. If they barely survive because Carbink is a little bit dumb, that would be a little tragic. I think I 2-shot. That's good. We get a shield here for sure. And we both swapped at the same time. So when they can switch out, I should be able to switch out. They shield. Makes sense. Power Gem. Wow. Alright. Just knock out the Amoonguss. And now we should be able to go for the Hydro into the Carbink. Power Gem does do a bit more damage, but I'm surprised they'd sacrifice the pacing of Rock Slide there. Let's go. Okay, Carbink is crazy. Why would you use Carbink in this meta? I don't know what that's targeting, but I'm glad we beat it. Alright, next game. Vic into Jellicent. Okay, this is where I want to see it. At least one of my 2 best answers, but I have play across the board here. But they are staying in, interestingly enough. Because, believe it or not, 1 Leaf Blade, not quite enough to 1-shot here. But I think I'm fine with that. They gave me a full Acid Sneak, so I'll have a lot of energy out of this. They Surf Bait. Weird. 3. I'm so fine, though, into that Jellicent. I'm not that concerned about what it's going to do. I can go for a Sludge Bomb, try to get a shield or a lot of damage, and then I should be able to come in with my Tentacruel here. I catch a Foul Play, nice. I don't know if they're on Sludge Bomb or on Grass Knot, but guaranteeing either way they're on Foul Play, or that I take a Foul Play, is going to be really nice. And the Fast Move Pressure that I got against them puts them close to payback range, but not quite payback range. We do have to keep in mind they did go for a crazy bait with a Surf a second ago with their Jellicent, so they're only 3 away from another Surf. But Surf is not effective into, like, any of my team, right? Or, wow, they actually let me get the payback off as well. Was not expecting that. They kind of have to no-shield this, which they do. They throw. I mean, Surf doesn't knock us out. And if they go for a Shadow Ball, they're completely energy dry. Yeah, okay, Shadow Ball is fine. Shadow Claw down. Get a bit of energy here. I have energy on my Victreebel as well. Togetic. Interesting. I'm used to in this meta, like, seeing Togekiss. Not a lot of Togetics, actually. I think 2 Hydro Cannons, though, basically knock this out still. Oh, easily. And Psyshock, I guess, probably coming through. That's not going to do that much to us either. Okay. That's fine. We have a Hydro Cannon here. I just shield this up. I should be able to come in Victreebel, farm down, and then I have a Hydro on the backline. I have a Sludge Bomb here. I should just have this. I could even go for, like, a just double Leaf Blade if I really wanted to, but let's guarantee the shield, because I have that Hydro Cannon in the backline. Yeah, they no shield. Let's go. That's an interesting team. Togetic just randomly in the backline. Normally you don't see that without another fairy. Okay, next game. Shadow Vic into Grimmsnarl. Pretty good lead. but I honestly would prefer them to swap out, because I have my Tentacruel that is better into this. So we'll see. They're staying in. Okay. That's fine. Leaf Blade's gonna hurt quite a bit. They likely go for a Power-Up Punch bait, but, I mean, I don't think that really helps them out too much here. Leaf Blade's gonna get a shield. But I can shield this up. I think I still Acid them down before they Sucker Punch me down. They do pop. Probably should have called that, but I didn't want to, so. Yeah, we come out with a Leaf Blade. Or a Sludge Bomb. They come in with a Fairy type, so it's likely a double Fairy team. Wouldn't be surprised with a Mawile or a Tinkaton as their final Pokemon. I think I'm just going to switch into my Feraligatr, because after landing the Leaf Blade, they're now in Hydro Cannon range. They're staying in. Ooh. You know, that's not what I was expecting to see. But I do have enough energy here that maybe I can get to 2 crunches, maybe 3. If I get a debuff early on, then this isn't terrible. No debuff there. I think that's only a move. You know, the Surf. Yeah, so we survived that. And now I get a second crunch off. It's obviously going to come down to my Tentacruel just being able to knock out that Klefki and aciding this down. But I think that's possible. 5. Alright. I could have swapped there, but I didn't. Oh, interesting. They switch out. I'm kind of surprised to see them swap there, honestly. But I guess they are going to try to get to 2 foul plays. Make me shield against the Klefki. But I got a debuff. Wait, that debuff's actually kind of nasty that I just got that. They throw an alignment here, too, because they don't want to have me catch it, like, an obvious time. But I think the play is just no-shield this. Go for 2, throw the Scald immediately, and just try to farm down the rest of that Lantern. They're pretty low on HP, and I know that they're not using the best fast move in the game. Scald, or Spark, rather, is a pretty inefficient attack. So, we'll see if they can Spark us down in time. I still have a little bit of HP on my Victreebel, too. I think we just Acid down here. Yeah, let's go. We have 1 HP as well on our Tentacruel. Why not? It doesn't even get knocked out. That was a little bit clutch getting that debuff, though. I think if I didn't get that debuff, it could have been a different game. I might have had to go for a catch. We get a 4-1 here with this team. Cash that in 28-45. Pretty good climb. Shadow Victreebel is such a fun Pokemon. It might be a little bit squishy, but that's why pairing it up with Pokemon like Tentacruel is a really nice thing. You get shields down early, you start going for nukes in the backline, and honestly, this team's a lot of fun. Give it a go if you have one. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.